Good evening, and welcome to your AI Daily Press Evening Podcast for April 25, 2026. I'm your host, Walter. Firstly, the global economy is facing significant challenges due to the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, particularly with the U.S. naval blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. This critical waterway is essential for global oil supplies, and the situation has sparked concerns about escalating tensions and potential disruptions to the economy. Airlines, truck fleet operators, and other industries that rely heavily on fuel are already feeling the pinch. In American politics, the midterm elections are approaching, and the Republican Party, led by President Donald Trump, is navigating a complex strategy to maintain its majority in Congress. The president's job approval ratings are at their lowest point, and the party is adjusting its strategy to emphasize local issues rather than nationalizing the election around the president's persona. Lastly, the conflict in the Middle East continues, with a fragile ceasefire holding between Israel and militant groups in Gaza and Lebanon. Despite this, the humanitarian crisis deepens, with over 2 million people confined to tent camps or the ruins of their homes. The U.S. is engaged in diplomatic efforts to resolve the conflict, but analysts warn that ceasefires can be uncomfortable and lock in unsustainable patterns. These stories are complex and multifaceted, and will continue to provide in-depth analysis and updates as they develop. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and then shall know what's right now. Firstly, we're following reports of multiple attacks by unidentified gunmen in Mali, where locations in the capital city of Bamako and other cities have been targeted. The Malian army is working to contain the situation, but the international community is watching closely due to concerns about the spread of extremism in the region. In Eastern Europe, Romania has recovered fragments of 2 drones after an overnight Russian attack on neighboring Ukraine. The Romanian government has summoned the Russian ambassador in protest and is calling for increased security measures to protect its citizens and territory. Lastly, we're also monitoring a potentially catastrophic crisis as multiple locations in Mali and Eastern Europe face threats from extremist groups and foreign aggression. The international community is holding its breath, hoping for peaceful resolutions to these conflicts. We'll continue to bring you updates on these stories as more information becomes available. In the meantime, we want to hear from you. Share your thoughts on these developing stories with us on social media using the hashtag #AIDailyPress. Now, for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, renowned investor Robert Kiyosaki has warned that a massive market crash is looming, citing rising debt levels and economic uncertainty. He advises investors to be cautious and prepare for the worst. Secondly, China's electric vehicle industry is gaining momentum, with companies like BYD, Geely, and NIO making significant strides in EV technology. This shift poses a challenge to traditional Western automakers, who must adapt to stay competitive. Lastly, Indian market experts Siddharth Vora and Nishal Maheshwari are urging investors to exercise caution amidst high volatility. They recommend focusing on structural themes like power, solar, metals, and banking, while avoiding sectors with uncertainty, such as IT. As we navigate these complex markets, remember our mantra: don't try to time the market will time you. Stay informed, stay disciplined, and patience will be your greatest virtue. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, we celebrated the groundbreaking success of NASA's Artemis II mission, which has marked a major milestone in plans to return humans to the lunar surface. Our space expert, Stephen Clark, shared his insights on the mission's achievements, including the testing of the new Space Launch System rocket and the Orion spacecraft. Secondly, we explored the highly anticipated initial public offering, or IPO, of SpaceX, the private aerospace manufacturer founded by Elon Musk. With an estimated valuation ranging from $1.75 trillion to $2 trillion, this event is set to make history in the global space industry. We discuss the potential implications for investors and the future of space exploration. Lastly, we reflected on the intersection of space exploration, technological innovation, and finance, highlighting the importance of scientific literacy, critical thinking, and a deeper understanding of the complex relationships between these fields. As we gaze up at the starry sky, we're reminded of humanity's innate curiosity about the universe and our place within it. Join us next time on the AI Daily Press as we continue to explore the wonders of space and technology and advocate for a passion for discovery and critical thinking. Now for the latest in sports. Here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Firstly, we looked at the thrilling realm of women's soccer, specifically the South American Women's U17 Championship, where Brazil is gearing up to face Venezuela in the opening match. With their determination and strong team spirit, Brazil stands as a strong contender for a sixth title. Secondly, we delved into the world of professional baseball, where Toronto Blue Jays veteran Brendan Little bravely opened up about receiving hundreds of death threats following a pivotal World Series game. This disturbing story highlights the darker side of fandom and the intense pressure that athletes face. Lastly, our third article focused on the journey of Brazilian women's soccer team in the South American Women's U17 Championship, emphasizing their perseverance, dedication, and the inspiration they provide to aspiring athletes worldwide. These stories remind us that sports are not just about victories or defeats. They're about the human side of competition, the drama, the passion, and the pursuit of excellence. It's our responsibility as a society to promote a culture of respect, understanding, and empathy towards athletes. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Currell.
Thank you, Howard. Firstly, we took you on a journey to Bermuda, where we highlighted a story of hope and resilience. We explored the island's rich culture and history and shared stories of creativity and innovation that are making a positive impact in the community. In contrast, our second story took a more serious tone as we reported on a disturbing incident off the coast of Somalia. Suspected pirates hijacked an oil vessel, raising concerns about maritime security in the region. We'll continue to monitor the situation and provide updates as more information becomes available. Lastly, we addressed a tragic event at the University of South Florida where 2 doctoral students went missing and a suspect has been charged with their murder. Our thoughts are with the families and loved ones of the victims, and we'll be taking a closer look at this story in the days to come. These stories remind us of the complexities and challenges of our world, but also of the importance of community, cooperation, and resilience. We'll continue to bring you updates on these stories and more, as we strive to provide you with news that matters. And that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm Charles Correll for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.